Hey, 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 everybody.
Hello.
The Wednesday week Fight Club for Women weekly podcast. And today we have Alicia Thorp with us. I'm so excited to see your beautiful face out there, by the way.
It's so good to be here. I love that you guys are doing this and just creating this space for us.
I was telling my husband, oh, you missed my husband that was just downstairs putting pellets in our stove. And she used to be in this very basement with me. So it's kind of cool. It's almost like you're back in my basement again with me.
I know. And I can't believe that was it, how long ago was that?
It was 8 years ago.
8 years.
That's the funniest part of all this. I was trying to remember when we met, and who introduced us. I was like, wait a minute. I remember meeting you in a cafe. We were over in New Jersey.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was over in Cherry Hill, and
Was that with
Gina.
Nancy or Jeannie?
Gina. It was Gina.
Gina. Okay. All right.
Yes.
All right.
And I met you guys, and I was 8 years, not as wise, but 8 years ago, I was still like coming out of, I guess coming back, I should say, of who I was and who I am now. So it's just been like a crazy journey.
It has been. I feel like I got to say this. I've always looked at you like you were like one of my daughters. So the past 8 years to be able to watch you grow and blossom, and boy, you really come a long way. I mean, I have been sitting in behind the scenes and bragging about you all the time. Like you're like, I said, you got to see this girl. I said, she has really went on from being shy behind the camera, like, oh my God, I don't want to you're all over the place. An author, businesswoman, mother. You've had one on and had two more kids.
Yeah. I've been on a billboard.
Billboards, or television. You've been interviewed, bought a new home. So there's been a lot has taken place with you that I'm excited. I got to say, I'm very proud of you. I'm very proud of you, and always have been. Excuse my appearance tonight, people. Coming off of COVID right now. My voice is still a little, and I'm not 100% back yet, but I wasn't going to miss tonight for this girl. So
thank you. Very nice.
So tell me, what have you been up to, and what do you want to share with us tonight?
I mean, just because we did do a little intro of like how long we've kind of been in contact, it's funny. I had taxes done today, and I looked at my income. I was like, I was at $9,000 a year. That's what I was making with my daughter coming out of a domestic violent relationship, and I can't even, I'm not telling you how much I make because I feel like that's just like not the point. The point is like I've grown so much, not just emotionally as a person and like financially too. And I didn't even realize it until I was sitting there today with the tax person. The same guy's been doing it for all the years. And I was like, wait, is that right? It's just the extra things, the extra streams of income, and like just really being able to put myself first and still have a family and still work full time. Like the feeling is like nothing I've ever experienced, especially now, I'm coming up to 40. I'll be 40 in June. I'm like, oh gosh, how did that happen? But I don't hate it. It's going to be a good year.
Now embrace this. This is a good time in your life. I swear when you hit 40, it's like, I don't know what it is. My grandmother used to do the old Dilligif. You know what that stands for, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Do I look like, yeah.
You would say, once you hit 40, you don't give a, and I'm like, and it's very liberating at this age, this rate bracket. I was talking to you earlier today, and you were expressing you had 3 sick kids that you were tending to, and I mean it's a lot. It's a lot when you're trying to juggle everything, and but you're doing good, and that's
what matters. Yeah. So my kids are 2, 4, and 13. She'll be 13 next Wednesday. So we're just going to give her the week that she's 13. But I can't, I have all the stages, the toddler, the one going to preschool, and then the preteen / new teen. And I'm like, oh man, I'm everywhere. And like, it's funny with all of that, and definitely doing the business and running my full-time job too. My whole mentality has shifted from trying to like feed into everyone else's expectations to just like doing what I feel is the right thing to do for me and my family in the moments. Right. So instead of wondering what so-and-so is going to say, because I have 2 different side businesses and young kids, people are still weird about that. They're like, oh, I'm not saying that they say like you're an absent parent, but like that kind of stuff comes up. Like, why do you do that? Who does that? Why would you want, like, why aren't you so tired? I was like, well, it's my priorities. You know, I don't prioritize other things. I do what is going to benefit me and my family. So it's just, you know, having that realization really helps me in being busy. You know, my tagline, I like to tell people, like, being busy is bullshit. I don't know anyone busier than me. And I would love to have the conversations with people that say that they're too busy, but like, are you?
It's the same 24 hours in a day for all of us. It's just a matter of how you prioritize it, what you choose to do with it. And that's where people get judgy, I think, you know, like, you know, everybody chooses to spend them 24 hours in different ways. Being busy is bullshit.
Yeah, put that on a t-shirt. But yeah, it's the truth. And it's just something that I constantly remind myself of, like, overwhelmed. Yes, I feel overwhelmed. When you're not doing the right thing and you're not in alignment with what you're supposed to be doing, you're going to get overwhelmed and burn out and like just have no direction. But when you start to prioritize, like you were just saying, then everything falls into place no matter how many things are in the day. Like I did a lot to get here in this moment, like to sit at this chair at this time, but I made sure that I scheduled as best as I could, especially with kids. It all goes awry. But you do the best you can and you give yourself that grace so that you're not feeling stressed out. You just know what's coming up next for you. That's the next best thing. So that's just... It's
finding that balance too. It took me many years to find true balance. I found that when I was putting 100% into one thing, when I was all balls to the wall with business, other areas of my life were failing. I had a husband in the background going, hello, look at me, and this. And I realized that you have to really start to, I call it the 33.5% rule, or 33 and third rule, where dividing your life into 33 and a third. I can't get the, see, I'm having COVID brain right now. I can't get the words out, for God's sakes. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
I have an answer for that when we talk about some business.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, two questions to kick this off. Yeah, let's hear the questions. Let's go for it. Let's get into it. Bring us up to speed. Tell us about your business and your job. All right, there you have it.
So business and job. So they're different to me. So my job is like, I work full-time for the state of New Jersey. And I work with special needs adults dealing with Medicaid. That's my full-time job. Now my business is, like I told you, I'm all about finding balance and finding things that will make your day better and make you feel better. So I started with a direct sales company, Tastefully Simple. I actually did this when my daughter, who's now 13, was a baby, but I didn't have a supportive husband. And I said that in the beginning, it was not a very good relationship. I had to quit doing that because I wasn't allowed to do anything that wasn't being a mom. It just was frowned upon. It was like, you know, a big clash. But it's funny because now, years later, I started Tastefully Simple with COVID 2020. And hello. And it just fit right in. It was like, I was pregnant at the time. I had my daughter who was a year, and then I had my, 11 or 10-year-old. I know back then she was 8. But anyway, so it was like I had all of those little things, but Tastefully Simple fit in because it was easy. It was creating simple meals that everyone would eat and that didn't take a long time. And everyone wanted that during the time frame that COVID hit because no one could go anywhere. Right. So you don't want to be standing over the stove because you get so tired of cooking the same thing every day. Like, the memes going with, why do I have to cook for my family? They're asking me for another meal, whatever it may be. Like, those were hysterical throughout that whole time frame. But that's why I started with Tastefully Simple, because it made my life easy. And I also hate cutting onions. They make me cry. So onion in Tastefully Simple's line, like I will use a capful of that, and I hate cutting onions. I love onions. I will cut them, but I don't like to cut them. Yes.
I saw that. I think you posted not too long ago a picture of your pantry, and I'm like, you open the, and I'm like, oh my God, I would die to have a pantry so beautiful and organized with the, and that's all Tastefully Simple.
It's all Tastefully Simple, and that is my Tastefully Simple pantry. I actually have to take the bottom part of that cabinet, and it's all like cookware and bakeware and old cookbooks, and I have to put some stuff in there because I have so much. But it's not like I have to carry stock. I have it because I use it. And then if people are local neighbors and they're like, hey, do you have any, you know, garlic, onion, like real quick things. Seasoned salt is a big one. Yes, I have a few because I know I need it. And if I ever run out, I'll be super sad. Like I don't want to run out. So
their dips are amazing. And their breads. Yeah. And they're like the breads.
They have the beer bread. Yep. Yes. You can make it with anything. You know what we started doing during COVID? Again, it's funny because we tried so many recipes. You make it with champagne because it's bubbly. And it's like a brunch bread. It's the most amazing thing ever. Because you can make the beer bread with anything that's like a seltzer, you know, anything with bubbles.
Now, is that your main gig is with the Tastefully Simple? Like you've been doing that for many years.
Yes, I've been doing that. You know, I ranked high up in the company and I grew a nice team and I love doing that. And I love still sharing the simplicity of being in the kitchen, cooking for your family without, you know, slaving over over a hot stove. I don't know what the saying is, but you know what I mean? Like you're just standing there cooking and exhausted. So that's what Tastefully Simple is. And then I just started something new business-wise because I'm a yoga instructor. We'll get into that little part of how I got there. But I'm a yoga instructor and I teach classes. I was doing online classes for a while. Now I'm back in the studio and I found a brand of clothes that fit my body. And my body has changed. Like, not just in weight because it has, but like everything's gotten round and like curvy. And I'm like, where am I going to find clothes? These jeans, they just don't fit right. They're too tight in the front, too tight in the back. Like it's just a hot mess.
Do they have a menopausal line?
You could definitely find something.
Because you think your body's changed now.
But it's funny because I always think of you with the brand of clothing I'm talking about is called Savvy. And they are a body and size inclusivity line that focuses on having you show up feeling your best, looking your best, so you can go out and do your best. Like that's like the whole thing,
clothes, right? Like you can go out looking in your yoga pants and next thing you know that yoga outfit turns into
with like a little, you know, cardigan or sweater or something. Like they have everything. So it's a lifestyle brand versus just an athletic clothing brand. Okay. So that's where that is. Yes, there it is. Oh, look, they have men's line. They just started with that. Isn't that so fun?
My husband's a big worker outer. He's up at 3 o'clock every morning down here in the basement, works out.
Yeah.
Leaves for work.
Yeah. That's the clothing line. And then you see at the top there where it says like wellness. This is what I was saying for you with the brain, like the brain fog. I need to get you one of these.
Oh, I need it big time, especially.
So it's funny. I started to, I stopped drinking as much coffee because I had all these migraines and these issues since, I don't know, it's been like over a year. And coffee's dehydrating, obviously alcohol's dehydrating. So I started to like take things out and they use this and it has like ashwagandha, it has MCT oil. There you go. There's the ingredients. Oh, wow. And it gives you natural energy and there's no sugar. It uses like monk fruit and there it is. And stevia. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So all of those, and it also has collagen. So it makes you look younger. It makes you have energy, focus. This is like,
all right.
It's nothing like I've ever had before.
You have a favorite product that's one that stands out to you that's your go-to drink or?
This is for Savvy's wellness line. Like this is all that they have right now, but I drink this every day and it's replaced my coffee, which if you know me, which you've been following me, like coffee is like my blood type. Yes. I say it all the time. It used to that's a pot a day is like not enough. And now I don't have to have it, but it helps my mom brain. And I think that's why I'm able to get so much accomplished with a clear head, even if you're running behind, whatever that is, you know, time's an illusion. But if you're not where you need to be, like get refocused, reprioritize. And it's good to have something that gives you that energy and that, you know, that natural energy, not that caffeine shaky, crashing soon energy. But now, their wellness line.
As far as a business opportunity, what is it about this particular company that you like or passionate about? Is it the clothes or the business opportunity or a combination of both?
I mean, I love the clothes. I've been wearing them for like almost 2 years. It's about 2.5 years young, this brand. So it's new. And when I started wearing it, I was also buying like different brands like Fabletics and stuff like that. But I wound up buying more because the quality was not so good. So then my friends started sharing and I was like, oh, she's selling? Like, I should try that. Like, what if I did that? So I talked to her about it. And then I was like, you know what? I already love it. I already have like a handful of pieces to show that are over 2 years old without rips, tears, like fading, whatever. But the leggings have pockets. So some of the leggings have pockets. They're my go-to because I have already said this. I have lots going on. I have little humans. I find dinosaurs in my pockets, but I also use it for my cell phone so I don't lose it, you know, and like I'll put, you know, different, you know, my AirPods, this thing, I lose it every day. I put it in my pocket. So that's what sold me on the line was like that pair, the Geo leggings. And then there's another one that have the pockets in them, and they suck you in. They make you feel like you just got like a little, I don't know, the compression is not so much that you feel sick. It's like, it feels good, like maybe like a little tummy tuck. And you're like, oh, I can just wear.
I'm an avid walker and all that. So I need, you know, I'll wear them types of pants. So
yeah.
Yes, I'm going to have to definitely look into this. What was I going to ask you? It comes to brain fart.
It was bound to happen.
It's been happening all week, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Is this company like we had Lisa Mitchell on last week? Is this like an affiliate program where people they can join this and just pay a low and get in, or
you don't have to? You can sign up and you can become an affiliate, but it doesn't cost you anything. Like you can literally become a customer, buy what you want. You can do a wholesale membership. It's a little bit cheaper. Like there's programs that incentivize you to like, you know, shop more than once. Maybe you shop a few times throughout the year, and you get 15% off. Right. So like they incentivize you that way, but there's no monthly fee. There's no minimum you have to get. There's no like shopping club. It's mostly like you can order what you want and then you can create a link. Like you saw mine, it said Alicia MT. You get your own and you can just share to your friends. And now those people become customers under you. So you get a percentage of what they order in your cart. So you get credits and you get incentivized that way as a customer. Now as a brand partner, it's commission.
So you get is it like multi-level marketing with the?
It is. It's along the same lines of MLM. Yep.
Now, do you have to keep a certain volume and all that kind of stuff, or no?
Nope. There's no website fees. There's no need to like hold anything in my house. I just buy what I want and share what I want. So the whole thing is about wearing and sharing the brand because it's making you feel good and look good, and you want to share that to other people, and you want to help them feel good and look good. And I mean, I have people that have joined me that have brick and mortar businesses or online boutiques because it's so easy to add your link and a picture to your website or to shop and order just like maybe 3 pieces and see how that sells in the store itself. And you know, you can buy it at your wholesale price and you can sell it for retail. It's the same thing as when you're like shopping and you're doing like, I don't know what it was. I forget. I just lost the name of it, but you can purchase things for a little cheaper and then you sell it for the retail price. You know, I don't know. There's a name for it and I had it and now I lost it. But that's what I love about this brand is it's.
Now, do you do home demonstrations or it's strictly all online? Everybody,
You can. They do. People like to feel clothes. You know, they like to touch them. They want to see what their size is. But once you know, then you're good, you know, because everything kind of fits similar and everything is tried on or fitted to an actual human being, not a like a mannequin.
Right.
So
Yes.
they know where your curves are in certain sizes, and it goes all the way up to 3X. So they like make sure, you know, I'm large in the chest, but I'm little in like width, you know? So everything to me has to cover the sides when I wear a sports bra. And they do. And I'm like, you've got to be joking. I haven't worn a sports bra since 2014. And now when I wear my normal bra, I was like, this is annoying. And I thought of you. I thought of you because I was like, I know how she feels. Oh my God.
You got to put a bra on tonight, Roseanne. I'm like, oh, great. Here we go.
Mm-hmm. But it's like, it makes you feel good. It makes you feel feminine. It makes you feel like you want to show up and you feel confident. At least I do. And I can tell you, I spent a good amount of time before I became a brand partner with Savvy feeling bad about myself. And obviously when you're stressed out, you're not going to lose weight. You're not going to be motivated. So now like I get on my bike every day, even if it's 10 minutes while the kids watch Blippi or whatever they're watching on TV. I, you know, do online programs and they join in, you know, but I feel good.
Yeah.
And that's what it's all about.
This is a marketing question because I'm thinking, you know, when I was running 2 businesses like that at the same time, and I currently got a few going on right now, I would actually show them together. Like I was doing like by Salis in the milkshakes and I was in the energy business. So I'm like, well, they need energy to make the blender work. So when I would host do parties or whatever the case may be, I would actually put it out there as a double whammy. And I'm seeing that you could be doing something like that between simply
tastefully simple,
tastefully
simply delicious. I mean, that's true too.
You get it, but have it all together, marketing everything all together, and then having your line of clothes and teaching yoga all at the same time. I mean,
yeah.
It's funny because I joke around with Drew all the time. I'm like, I feel like the guy with the trench coat, and he opens the trench coat up and he's like, "Oh, what are you
gonna get?" Yeah,
I got this, I got that, I got this. So it's cool to see that you're. So you bounce between the two, pretty much, or it's ongoing for equal.
And that's the good thing. Like, there's a certain level that you have to be at, or that you can be at in the Tastefully Simple, where you can't promote anything else that is going to like be in competition. But these don't compete at all. Right. You know, it's like I'm cooking and I show up live wearing the Savvy clothes. Right. Why? Because I wear them every day and they're comfortable, and people want to know, what are you making and what are you wearing? And there you go. It's like, it's a no-brainer, especially because it makes everything, it's quick, it's easy. It takes my guesswork out of not just like getting dressed with the clothes, but it takes, you know, I'm also showing how to take the guesswork out of making meals that don't take forever, you know?
I love your TikTok.
Oh, what other websites do I have? No, I know what I have. But
open up the trench coat.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah, and it's funny because like being multi-passionate and having the love for other things, people don't understand that either, you know? And I feel like you do. You get that. And it's just something like, why not show up who you are? Like, this is what I love to do. And then my other website's just my aliciathorp.com, but that has my 3 books in it. Oh, there's my Tastefully Simple website.
Oh, look at that.
Hey, I'm so fancy.
Beautiful.
Oh, that was a headshot for actually one of the books that I was in.
Yeah, let's talk about that. I actually do have one of your books. Oh my God, I should have pulled it out.
Oh, I have all 3 on a shelf. So that was the Women Who Illuminate was the first one.
Yes. Of course, you know, when I got the book, I had to go right to your chapter. I'm like, wait.
Yeah, and it was nerve-wracking. I won't lie. It wasn't like it was like a tell-all story, but it was just a part of like this darkness that I was in, and like my questioning how I got here and how am I going to get out of it. And not necessarily because things were like always so awful, but it was like, this is not how I imagined my life. Like, I'm shifting in order to fit someone else's perception, you know? And that was a hard pill to swallow, but it made me grow. And I will never regret the relationship, even the crap that came with it, because I have my daughter who's my absolute like pride and joy. I love her to pieces, and she's everything that I'm not. Like, she's patient and she takes her time. She's very artsy, like all the things. It's crazy. So that was the first book in that. That was that little story of like my darkness and how I got out of it. And I got out of that darkness because I wanted to show up shining in my light, basically for my daughter, and showing her that it's okay, like, to stand up for yourself. And then the She Is Magic, that's the second one I was in. That book was me showing up in business and like how I came to owning my strengths. Yep, that was that one. She's in Magic. These are all co-authored books too. It's not like it's just me.
Is this a series? These books, or
so Women Who Illuminate is they're all different publishers. Women Who Illuminate has a series. It's, you know, Empowering Women series. So that you can find on Amazon. If you clicked on purchase on Amazon and the website, you'll probably see a few different ones that, you know, have been published. I'm not in those ones though. And then the third book I was just in, which was published just this summer, is 1% More. And that's about taking the 1% more in any area of your life to be better. So it's business, relationships, finances, whatever it is, you're just taking that 1% more. And that book was really fun because that's where it really got me thinking about how it's okay to do multiple things and to be a multi-passionate individual and not be stuck in this box. Like, you know, even like I love my parents to death, but they don't understand. And they're like, what are you doing now? You know, and it's not a negative thing, but it's still like, you know, people that you love and that are close to you, not everyone's going to get it. My husband doesn't even get it, but he supports me 1,000% or I'd never be here. Yeah. And, you know, he was the first thing that I've ever manifested. And I really knew that if I wanted something, I can get it. Like, he was the first thing, because after I was divorced, that was a process.
Right.
I made this list. Like, I want somebody who's looks a certain way, who's going to treat my daughter a certain way, who's going to listen and converse and like sit and not make me feel anxious, you know, and like all the things. And he fit all the boxes. And I had to get rid of a few people in between. And I was like, you don't fit the boxes. Sorry. Yeah.
That's what I was telling everybody about my husband. He checked all the boxes.
Right.
He's definitely like originally not the person that I ever thought I'd be with, but he checked all the boxes. He straight down the line. I mean, and I always tell all these women, like, you know, he has to look a certain way or act. And I'm like, yeah, you need to stop doing that. You need to, if he checks the boxes, you can get past other, you know, the little things that, you know, like I always go with guys that were at least 6 foot tall, big guy. My husband's only 5'8", you know? So that was a biggie, but again, he checked all the boxes. So when you have that support system behind you, that allows you to grow as a woman, and you know, you were in the middle of coming out of your comfort zone, which is a biggie. Next week, the girl Laura Cummins is going to be on the show, is going to be talking all about the coming out of your comfort zone stuff. So make sure you tune in next week, because it's going to be another good episode with Laura. So
that's awesome. But yeah, that's like, and that's where I then became confident in going to get my certificate to be a yoga instructor, because I always wanted to do it, but I didn't have support, you know? So it was every weekend for, a couple months. I was at yoga from 5 to 9 at night. And then from, you know, 10 in the morning until 6 at night, just multiple weekends in a row. So sometimes he would have to have my daughter, and I was going to do my yoga certification. And, you know, that kind of support means something. And you want to be with somebody like that. And yeah, I mean, everything. After I got my yoga certification, I became a mindfulness practitioner. I was the type of person, I've been anxious. I'm a people pleaser. Like, I'm a recovering people pleaser, I like to say. And yoga allowed me to chill out and be okay with it, and not just feel like I need to serve other people who aren't serving me. I don't care what people think at this point, honestly. I mean, it is what it is. But yoga has taken my mindset completely in a totally different direction. Like, I used to never be able to sit and journal because it made me so anxious to have to think about my thoughts and write it down. Like, I just wanted to go from the next. Like, I didn't want to sit and talk and have a conversation about my feelings and my thoughts and like where I think I should be going. Like, it's crazy. And now I teach meditation classes. Inhale is the next like big class I'm teaching at a local studio. And it's all about like restorative yoga practices where you're breathing into your body and you're sitting and you're slow. And it's like 45 minutes of just complete calm.
You know, we're going to bring you back on for one of them classes.
Yes. And it's crazy because
that you came out with, we all joined in. It was great. You were sitting in the bedroom and we were all, I'm like, oh, look at her. This is right after you became an instructor.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. It's awesome. And I love it. And it's not hard for me because I love it, you know, and that's how you know you're on the right path, whatever it is you're doing. And that's how I live my life now. If it's uncomfortable, I'm not doing it. If it's not a yes, I'm not doing it. If I have to think about it and question, you know, it's the feelings that I get. Like, I listen to my intuition. I listen to what I'm initially like drawn to, like a yes or a no, or go this way, go that way, drop this, you know, whatever it may be. And that's just how
boundaries, boy, that seems to be the word of the year. Everybody with the boundaries, and it's like, that's it. Once you set them and you learn them, it's hard to backtrack. You can't go back, you know, once you know what you know. What do you see here? No, recognizing where you are now. What's next for Alicia?
Get me on TV. Let me be on I don't know, like Channel 6 or something. I don't know what that is for you guys, and you're in all different areas. There you go. I don't know, like Good Morning America. That would be fun. I don't know what I would do, but I don't know. I have big visions. It's funny because my 5-year vision ended in 2022 and I haven't sat to write a new one yet because I'm just living in where I am now. And financially, like I know where we want to be, but like I want a big pool oasis. Like that's my big thing in my backyard, but I don't have anything else but that. Like that doesn't really mean anything. That's for my kids. But my big, like, where am I going? Like, what is my big vision is to just keep rising and keep elevating myself and keep doing things that are going to get me a little bit out of my comfort zone so that I can keep growing. And, you know, I was able to be on stage at one of our conferences for Tastefully Simple, just talking about like Zoom meetings and things like that. It wasn't anything crazy, but it was nice to like present and like hold a microphone and people were listening and taking notes. I was like, this is awesome. It's like a teacher, but like on a bigger scale, you know? And it's just, I started a Facebook group all about women. It's mostly moms, but like women in network marketing. And the Facebook group, I'll have to share that because I forgot I have that little group, but I just kind of restarted it, all about communication and how to make your sales better, your connections better, your relationships better by having communication versus just selling. Because I know so many people who just still copy and paste messages. I was like, did you even talk to them? Like, that's not even their vibe.
You blow up your messenger box with, hi, and here's my link.
I don't know. Like, it's just...
I'm old school, so I'm like, I've never subscribed to that anyway. I mean, remember when I made the whole business program up? Right. The do's and don'ts of network marketing, you know, like, yeah. But thank God, like modern day technology is creeping in, and that's why we have Drew around to show all these new ways of communicating. Yeah. Without being annoying and having your friends and family run away from you.
Yeah. And that even on Instagram, I think it was you and Becky did something at one point and it was like about being like mind fit. Like that somehow always resonated with me. So like I made that my Instagram name. It's like Alicia.Thorp and then it's like Mind Fit Mom.
Mind Fit Masters Alliance. That's what the MMA standard for.
That's what it was. I couldn't for the life of me remember where the conversation.
The original one.
Yes.
And I was actually going through it today and I'm like, oh my God, you know.
I still have them. Yep. I have them in a folder.
And I said, I was telling Drew about it. I said, oh yeah, we had this whole program. And it was pretty cool. I mean, the concept was great. Getting all the women around the table, listening to Jim Rohn stuff and talking about it. And I still resort back to the stuff and you know.
But like that really resonates with everything that I feel like I've come from, like being mind fit. So like your mind is another muscle, just like your abs. And if you want crunches, like you got to eat right. You got to work out a little bit. Like there's things you have to do. And if you want your mind to be right, you got to read the right things. You got to listen to the right things. You got to erase things, you know, like it's all about getting that muscle to work in your advantage. And that's like, I don't know, Mind Fit is just something that's always resonated with me. And it's kind of evolved and changed. I was like, I just love that. People don't get it and I don't care.
I mean, I always say, I told my husband the other day, like, you know, your brain is your main computer for everything. You know, if you don't take care of that organ right out of the gate, forget everything else. So it's, you know, it starts with your mind and it works its way down. So it's, what's the one book you would recommend right now to everyone watching?
So I love, now I am one, again, I fit things into pockets of my day. So Gabby Bernstein, Miracles Now is my favorite book. I use that. I wish I had it in front of me so I could show you how worn it is, but I would open a page and just kind of read something that she has because you can kind of, it's like it's not 365, it doesn't have that many things, but it has little things that you can do throughout, you know, a time frame, like maybe a month or two. And it just gives you guides on coming back into your miracle, right? So I would open the book, I would read the passage, and I would do the practice that was in there, and then I would close it. And I would do that, and that's how I would like show up. And it would just be it's inspiring, but it's making you look inward through a book, which is fun. And it's not just like a podcast you listen to or anything, which I love podcasts, but they always shift, you know? I've deleted a ton of podcasts and I just follow certain ones now that I find beneficial because I finally, like, I'm not super religious, but I'm now listening to more things about God and Jesus and like, not because I feel like there's an answer in there, but it is something that I felt a calling to do. And it's just crazy because like now I find Leadership Lean In is a podcast I love. And it's a good way to learn about simple leadership skills that have a good, like, solid foundation, you know, and that's a great podcast for me, where I got rid of a lot of other ones that weren't benefiting
Mel
me.
Robbins. I've been following Mel Robbins. I kind of digging her. She speaks my language.
Yeah. She's awesome. And her backstory is crazy too, with like the whole everything that she did. Yeah. What is this one thing I'm going to achieve in 2023? Okay. Well,
much for the not hard questions.
All right. One thing I want to achieve. Okay. So I want, I mean, I don't know. There's these levels in savvy that you reach when you can share the business to enough people and you get like a certain amount of volume every month through a team. Like I want to get to their level of, like, I guess it'd be like $50,000 a month of volume. And that would get me to certain bonuses and like being able to go on their live stream, sharing the brand, like with the woman who created it. And like they do lives every Friday in their community page and they share brand new items. I'm like, that would be so fun to be a model for that and just show up, because I feel like I'm comfortable in my body where it's still a little awkward, but I feel good. So like, shoot, if I'm going to be truly authentic, like I have to be able to show up in doing things that scare me. And that would scare me a little bit, but it'd be really fun.
A day when you were scared to get behind a video.
I
think I might have to pull out my art in my archives.
Oh, it's in your archives?
I might have archives. I don't have it right here right now, but I'm going to have to pull out a video you sent me from the front seat of your car, and you were just sending it to me as practice. And I said, send me your videos and we'll talk it out. And it's the cutest. It's now thinking back, it's adorable.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And I'm like, I'm going to have to find it and send it to you. But it was, I remember you were in the front seat of your car and you shot real quick and nice. And now look at you. You're like more natural now.
So I was just reading this question that you put up there. So Fight Club for Women, it's funny. Some of the women that I still am in contact with, like I know Lisa's on here doing all the things. Like we are always in communication, whether it's behind the scenes in Messenger or just like, you know, we popped on a phone call here or there. But I feel like this group of women, like you are like me in a way that you have things going on. So if you are busy looking to like make your life a little less chaotic and take the stress out of cooking or getting dressed, like let's have a conversation. I don't need to sell you on anything, but I'd love to share what I'm offering, just because if it hits for you in this conversation here, I mean, I'm sure once we have a more, you know, serious, like one-on-one little conversation or get in the Messenger and chat, it would be something that you would find super beneficial. So like just having this community of women and having referrals and having people remember me for keeping your life simple, you know, like that's kind of where I feel like this group
the beauty of it, the sisterhood that formed years ago. Still, a lot of these relationships formed they became business partners. They became girlfriends outside of the, you know, here. And I see a lot of that, and they're all still connected in big ways, which is cool to sit back and watch. You know what I mean? And now we're bringing it back again, and it's a Fight Club for Women 2.0, the new and improved version.
All good, yes.
Yeah, all good. So anything else that you? I'm trying to think. Some good questions for you, Drew. Do you got any good things back there? I know he's hiding in the wings right now. And
I know that's where the questions are popping up, and people are probably like, "Where are these questions coming from?"
Well, the people are asking them, or Drew's asking them. Well,
oh, okay.
Okay, what's one thing or takeaway you would offer to those who are watching live or on the replay?
What's one thing or takeaway you would offer to those? Well, I mean, offer-wise, let's just go for real offers. On my website, there's free stuff. Go find it. Go find the free stuff. Go find some meditations. Go like listen to it. I wanted to create, which now I feel like, because you just asked that, like now this is like my sign, but I wanted to do like a series where it was in the chair, like quick yoga that you could do sitting on your couch, sitting at the desk, and like just put together a few different ones and just like offer that out to people for like, you know, free or nothing or a couple bucks, like just things that
you gotta monetize now, girlfriend.
I know I have some videos, but like that was what came to my mind is like office yoga, you know, where you're sitting down and
That's a cool
you don't
concept.
have all the time.
Yeah.
But I have videos. I'm like, I need to put them together and share that out as like a course. But on my website, there's lots of free stuff that you can do. You know, the meditations are on there. There's some, I think there's a workbook on there. And then if you need to connect about communicating to potential new customers or people in your business, like message me and I'll let you in on the Facebook group. And you know, it's just a little bit more tech and marketing tip.
I think that's Drew. Yeah.
That's not me. I was like, I'll be quiet. That's his gentle way of kicking me off.
No, we're not kicking you off, but Alicia, you've been an amazing guest, super inspiring. I love picking up on your story, where you were, and you know, clearly the background that you shared freely, where you were and where you are today, is an amazing story of inspiration. So thank you for sharing that. And if you don't mind, I'm going to make some offers and some suggestions about being so bold as to have some calls to action. So I'm super proud that you just did that. Some ideas that you may want to consider as you're driving traffic to your website, like tonight is a prime example. And this is kind of what Roseanne wants to do for everybody here in Fight Club for Women, is the opportunity to have a stage for yourselves and to be able to become that expert in front of your peers, right? And obviously there's going to be people that are very interested in hearing why you got involved with Tastefully Simple, with the clothing company, and you know, your books and all that other kind of stuff. So what I would recommend, if you're up for it, I'm not trying to mansplain or anything, but take advantage of the stage. And when you have this opportunity, this is for you. And obviously you're going to come back and talk about each one of these individually. So when you do come back and when you do have the opportunity, you're starting your podcast, you've got this Facebook group, to be prepared to generate leads. So for example, on your website, I didn't really see an obvious opportunity for you to give something away in exchange for a name and an email address. That is going to be the cornerstone that you can communicate all the cool stuff that you're already doing, whether it's a story about you and your daughter, your husband, your story, the various books, Tastefully Simple. You know, I mean, the resources that you have at your fingertips, like starting a Tastefully Simple TikTok and talking about all the different cool recipes and all the delicious foods that you're making and the reasons why you love Tastefully Simple. If it appealed to you, it's probably going to appeal to hundreds, if not hundreds of thousands of other women and men who would be inspired by your story. One thing that we're going to kind of revisit it today. If anybody watched the last podcast or listened to the last podcast, the opportunity that all of us have with Facebook funnels is absolutely killer. And you took advantage of one of them. I want to show another one tonight. If you guys are cool, it's only going to take another 2 minutes or so to show everybody. Like, you can do this immediately. You can do this tonight or tomorrow morning, whenever you want to do it, and then effectively lead everybody that's checking out your profile to take an action for your website. So if you guys are cool with it, I'm going to share my screen real quick. And then we will give you one little walk away, talk away for everybody that's watching this and that's going to come on the next time that you're on, Alicia, and anybody else that's coming on next week. Do just this and be prepared, because everybody is going to probably be clicking through on your name because it's posted inside the description up top, right? You got to do this, because when people come and they start to creep on you and they start to check out your profile and you're getting all sassy and say, well, let me find out what this girl's all about, you're prepared to give away something and become friends with them. So let's go ahead and share my screen again. And you let me know when you see this, guys, because I'm going to be popping off here.
What he's about to do. This is what he did this week. He always pulls out these little nuggets.
But it's good because it's giving us a chance to grow.
Yes, absolutely.
Right, so you should be seeing my screen now.
I see.
Hey, Alicia's screen.
Yep. Well, it's Alicia's Facebook page. And I have to commend her because I was doing a little bit of creeping a little bit earlier. Don't get creeped out by me. But if we click on this banner right here, believe it or not, Facebook actually gives you the opportunity to create a funnel. And if you're up and understand what funnels are, when somebody clicks on this banner here, they're going to try to find out a little bit more about who Alicia Thorp is. Mind Fit Mom. Oh, it looks like she's got a couple of books here. If you simply augmented this banner and you made it, you had a little button that says, get my book, and they click on that button, right? Let's just say, for example, this 1% more seems pretty appealing to me. If I click on this, look what pops up. On the right-hand side, you've got a bunch of information that you're talking about. I started my mindset work in 2016, around that time, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. What if you had a link to aliciathorp.com, right? So you do kind of have one to join your group, which is really cool. If that's the way that you're driving members into that group. By the way, there you go, ladies. Networking Mom's books are right there. You can click on this to join her group if you wanted to do so. You should also probably put a couple of links to the books themselves. So when they click on it, you get direct traffic to your Amazon page and potentially sell more books. So now that we've done that, let's kind of go back and see that there's actually one more area that you can optimize to drive traffic to your business. And it goes right here on your beautiful profile picture. If people click on this, and by the way, they do, when they click on this, see the profile picture, there you go, right? December 12th, 2022. You can go in here from your side, Alicia, and edit this, right? So you can go in, it probably has this ellipses up here, this 3 dots, or it's called an ellipses. When you click on this, like for me, I could download the picture if I wanted to. I can embed this if I wanted to. But for you, somewhere around here should be an edit button.
Right.
When you click on that edit button, you can simply just put in some information and content. Hey, I'm the best-selling author. I am a tastefully simple. I forget exactly what it's called. You're tastefully simple consultant. You're shine my. You can talk about the coffee. Like you could probably like that story in of itself is very compelling. Hey, I was able to get enough coffee. The caffeine was giving me headaches. It was keeping me up at night, and I simply changed over to this particular product, which has been amazing for me. I feel fantastic, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. There's going to be a lot of people who are going to be moved by that. They're going to be inspired and encouraged to perhaps get off of the coffee and onto maybe one of the drinks that you were referring to. Or maybe it's something about, the clothing that you're wearing or that sort of thing, right? So taking every advantage, believe it or not, tonight, there's probably people from Fight Club for Women who you may or may not be connected with that are browsing through by clicking on your name to do a little bit of snooping, right? They're coming over to check out your profile. And when they do, are you prepared? Are you sending them into your group? Well, obviously you did. And I just want to give you the high five because you did do that here with this.
I've been using a coach. It's not all me.
Well, there you go. You're following your coach and you're following the advice that you're giving to other people too. This is a great and huge opportunity. So when you do go on other podcasts, when you do go on shows, maybe when you do make it to Channel 6 and you're on The View and all that kind of stuff, they're going to come over here and they're going to check out your stuff. Make sure that you're ready. Make sure that you're prepared. So congratulations. I mean, it's been a delight to meet your acquaintance tonight. And I think everybody is that much more rich for it. Let's see what other comments that we've got here. You got a couple people saying, so proud of you of where you have, where I guess where you were and where you've come. And I agree. That's super inspirational. Congratulations. And
why isn't it that we're not seeing the people who are saying these comments? It's because they're not saying that
yeah.
they are agreeing to come on StreamYard, or is that what that is? It's blocking
so in the comments or in the description above, there's a link that gives Facebook permission. It's a privacy thing, and we don't want to reveal everybody's picture, you know, within the comments publicly and online in the video. And the cool thing about StreamYard is you can do some other cool stuff about this, right? So I'm gonna show one more thing. So this is for you, Alicia, and everybody else that's watching as well. This is kind of a walk-away tip, and I know that you have to go, but if you can stick around for like 2 more minutes, here's an opportunity.
I love the tips. Let's do it.
as we're moving forward, one thing that you could do, and a lot of podcast hosts and things of that nature are really interested in to make these podcast interviews that much more interesting, is to teach something, right? To actually bring an opportunity for people. And this is also a really killer hack for you moving forward. We're going to be talking about this a little bit next week, talking about QR codes and talking about some really cool ways that you can start to generate a list of names and email addresses who've actually watched your presentation. If you've got a presentation, it doesn't have to be a long one. Do a keynote. You can even use Canva for it. We're actually going to be giving some of these presentations away to everybody that wants to practice this right here inside this group.
These are all my presentations.
There you go. Well,
I have a lot.
Getting these presentations and offering to do that is a big thing that you can do. Like, I'm going to share one real quick with everybody. It's just a very simple process here. Let me go ahead and stop sharing the screen. I'll start it again. So let's go ahead and do this. So this is kind of a presentation that I did at a recent Chamber of Commerce. And I'll just kind of show everybody this real quick. Let's see. Technical difficulty. Nope. There it is. All right. So here we are in a presentation. I'm going to go full screen on this, but you get the idea. Like, you can start a keynote presentation like this and start to teach people that are watching in the audience, almost like a webinar, right? So this is how to generate new leads and customers. My goal in today's presentation is for you to walk away with 3 actionable takeaways, which includes discovering 3 ways to generate new leads and customers, discover how to get those new leads and customers to come back to your business more often, and number 3, how to discover how to get those new leads and customers to buy more shit from you or more stuff from you each time that they do. Part 1, and then we get into it, right? So you can have a keynote presentation or something like that. Let me just kind of remove that screen there and pop back on here. You can have a presentation on a platform like this and teach people your skill set, or like maybe it's, you know, a recipe, a famous recipe, something that you really enjoy that then leads them to say, oh, that looks really delicious. And oh, if I join Tastefully Simple, I'm going to get that recipe. I'm going to get that presentation. And then at the end of the presentation, if you have a QR code that leads to what's called a landing page, we're going to teach everybody how to do that kind of stuff really soon. Like, you can totally hack all the people. I think at one time we had, I don't know, like 500 people that watched one of these videos. If you were able to generate a list of 100 to 150 to 200 people from the people that are watching, you can do this on your own too, and boost it and run ads to it and all kinds of stuff and get thousands, tens of thousands of people to watch your stuff online. If you've got the courage, you've got the ability, what you do, you can build a magnificent business that then, once you've got the email addresses, you can communicate to them by way of a newsletter, by text messages, by Facebook Messenger, all of the things. Speaking of which, Roseanne may or may not want to announce this, but relatively soon, I think within a week or so, you're going to be launching a newsletter for Fight Club for Women, which we're going to promote everybody. Everybody that comes on to the show, we're going to be giving them access to the podcast episodes. We're going to be able to pimp out your, promote your websites. I keep on doing that, which is awful saying, but you get the idea. We're going to be blasting this out to.
We're very sensitive over here. No,
I apologize.
I'm totally kidding.
Yeah, but it's just a terrible euphemism that I have a bad habit of saying. But yeah, you've got some things planned, Roseanne, and I will stop talking and allow you to wrap the show up.
I'll wrap the show up. Well, thank you, Drew, for that. I never know what his golden tips are going to be at the end of the show here. And I'm glad you went over that again with the I was trying to explain that to you about the cover photo. So I'm glad that you got to see it because I still wasn't catching it. Can't wait to see the TV. That's for you. Can't wait to see your books. That's beautiful. So as we're wrapping the show up again, I know, Alicia, we're going to have you back again because, it's been a joy following you thus far. So, I'm continuing because I'm like a little mama bird in the background watching you grow here. So I'm hoping that you got something out of this tonight. I'm glad that you were back here tonight as one of our original Fight Club for Women. And I'm sure, I don't know what viewers are out there who are watching today, but if they didn't get to watch tonight's show, they'll be able to watch the replay and catch you on the replay. And I know we're going to have you back again. It's going to be either doing yoga, you're going to be sporting your clothes for us, you're going to be cooking up a meal for us.
Fashion show and eating well. Let's do it.
Back and a husband in the background, it's the old remember the commercials, I can fry up the bacon and put it. Well, no, that's before your time. That's all my age. You remember that, Drew?
Yeah.
Remember that? I'm hearing the song in my head right now. I can fry up the bacon, put up in the pan, and never let him forget he's a man, because I'm a woman.
Oh my God, I have to Google that now.
You're gonna have to Google that. Your mother would know that one.
Alicia, you've been an amazing guest. My recommendation to everybody is please go ahead. We're going to put the links to your website above. And if somebody wouldn't mind dropping some of those in the comments below, please do Alicia a solid and visit all three of her websites, send all kinds of massive amounts of traffic to let her webmaster and the folks over at Tastefully Simple, as well as the other company, know that we're sending traffic your way. You've been an amazing guest. I'm going to go check out your books. I think they're going to be pretty inspirational. I'll pick them up for my daughters as well. And congratulations on all of your success. And hopefully your accountant next year in 2024 will be amazed at what you're able to do in 2023. So until next time, Alicia, you've been an amazing guest. I'll let you wrap things up, Roseanne. But stick around, Roseanne. I'll talk to you after the show. We'll talk to you guys real soon. Take care.
Well, thank you, Alicia. That was wonderful. I'm glad you're here. We're still live. I can see that.
Yeah. No.
Here. Thank you again. I can't stress enough how proud I am of you and to watch where you are today. And it's just even Becky was saying that. Becky, by the way, is under the weather right now herself. Her and her husband are pretty sick, and so she'll be joining in with us next week. But she said to send her regards to you and that she's going to catch the replay and that she's sorry that she missed you. So,
yeah, no, that's why the replays are perfect. It's gold. It's the same. Just watch and tune in.
Yes. So we're going to have you back again. And again, stay tuned for next week. We got another big heavy hitter coming on board, Marie. Sorry, Laura. My middle name is Marie. Mary Cummins. She's gonna kill me. But anyway, she's gonna be on next week. So you're gonna definitely want to tune in next week and catch her show because it's gonna be pretty good too. So.
Well, thank you so much. It was a pleasure, and I'm looking forward to being back and just being here watching Fight Club for Women 2.0 just explode.
I'm having a hot flash live right on.
Now this is a good time to sign off.
Hot flash is happening here before we sign off. So, all right, ladies, have a great night. I love you.
Bye, everyone.
and